What is up, guys? Sports Dude here for a new series, guys. The Sports Dude podcast. I've been waiting to get this video out for you guys for quite some time. I'll give you the updates in a whole roundabout way here, but this is going to be a new series on my channel talking about various sports topics. Really, it's going to be really awesome. I am really excited for it. Of course, this is episode number 1. It should be a really fun episode. I'm really excited. This basically what I want this series to be is I'll have a main topic that I'll talk about for a week. This week, particularly with the Super Bowl results and everything, I'll break down the Super Bowl, give my thoughts on some of the commercials that I thought were funny and all that good stuff, and also talk about some other topics, like the Kelvin Johnson retiring and Marshawn as well. So I'll dive into that as well. But I really would like this to be, guys, I want you to leave your questions down below. So then if you ask me questions, I mean, you can go from video game questions or sports review questions or anything at all. I'll answer. If it's like, hey, that's fine. I'll answer back. I'll say hello. So whatever you want to do, answer, put some questions down in the comment section down below or shoot me a tweet on Twitter. I'll make sure I jot that down then. I'll be able to answer in the next upcoming podcast. This video, guys, will be weekly. I'll stress that enough. I will get this out every week, most likely on a weekend. That seems like I can kind of, talk about what happened during the week. That makes probably the most sense, in my opinion. So that probably all that good information out. But like I said, it could be about really anything about video games. How do you feel about this game? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about projections here, breakdown, all that stuff. Off-season needs too for sports like that. So all that type of stuff I can definitely commentate on. But yeah, guys. So the update is what I wanted to talk to you about before we dive into everything else. Is I have been dealing with a sickness. That's why you've not really been seeing some videos since it's been about a week now. It's been a little while. My voice has been awful, congestion, terrible. So that made my voice sound like a smoker. So that didn't help me much at all. So, that was what I wanted to try to do, get my voice back together so I can be able to do this podcast. I'm going to be talking for quite a while, just talking about various sports. I'm just going to be talking here, guys. Basically, this is going to be just me. If you ever saw a real podcast before, this is what's going to be, just me talking sports and a bunch of other topics. That's why I'm going to, drive it up a little bit. If I've got some questions, I answer that. And, of course, have that main topic in there so we can really, make it viewer friendly and everything like that. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool series. If this video probably will be going 20-25 minutes long. So this is definitely something you don't just watch because there is nothing in the background. You're just going to see this thumbnail in the background the whole entire time. That's it. So really this is something you grab your phone, you put it in your ears and you watch some TV. It's basically what it is. It's just some background. It's essentially what this podcast is going to be. But enough there before we get into the podcast. Of course, if you're new to my channel, drop a subscribe down below, guys. I appreciate the 200 subscribers, all the love I've been getting. I appreciate that. Drop some likes down below, like this video. If we get to 10 likes, that'd be awesome. 10 likes to this video, guys. Challenge is out there. Get 10 likes. That'd be really awesome as well. So if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit me up on YouTube, of course. Subscribe me up there, which will be uploaded. This video will be uploaded there on YouTube. And, of course, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Twitter description is down below. So there's my 4 minutes of getting all my stuff wrapped together. We are here, and we are ready to talk about the topics. So, of course, Super Bowl 50, granddaddy of them all. Well, kind of. I got a lot of mixed reactions from many people. Many people said, game was awful. And then some people were like, this game is pretty good. So, in my opinion, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good game. It did keep my attention. I think probably the turnovers helped. Plenty of turnovers, really. The storyline from this game, coming in was the young gun in Cam Newton versus the old guy in Peyton Manning. Peyton trying to finish off his legacy with one more Super Bowl victory, and Cam's kind of starting to try his legacy, to start his, I should say. So, it was a pretty okay game. It was kind of slowing pace because we did have quite a bit of punts, and the turnovers were there. But really the main topic coming out of it was, Broncos defense is dominating Cam Newton. Cam visibly frustrated, and it was absolutely crazy. Really happened. Cam had a really awful day. Peyton really didn't have a great day himself, but his defense helped him out in many ways, and that was the game right there. That was basically how it rolled with. But I do I actually thought the Panthers were going to get the job done pretty handily, actually. The Panthers coming in were pretty hot, from destroying many teams in the playoffs. When you go 15-1, that's pretty good. That's really good. So they did have a good year, and that's all without Kelvin Benjamin. If you don't know, that's their starting wide receiver. Out of FSU, he's a starting wide receiver. Hurt, I believe it was an Achilles tendon. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe it was Achilles tendon earlier on in the season. Gets injured, and then you're reduced to guys like Philly Brown and Ted Ginn Jr., which is not easy. So he's got his main guy in Greg Olsen and a running game that's really been non-existent. You got guys like Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams. He jumped ship, so not much there with just Jonathan Stewart. So Cam really, he deserved MVP without a doubt. An unbelievable season. Really shouldn't have been anybody else besides MVP or for MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. That is, he had an unbelievable season, and I really, I was happy for him. But I do think they could be still. They're still going to be pretty lethal. I think down the road. You have many weapons, many good players in the defense. You got guys like Luke Kuechly who played well this game. So my opinion, I definitely would think they still are hanging around, and I do think they will do very well. On the flip side, though, the Broncos, like I mentioned, you got a lot of weapons. Peyton's got a lot of weapons, but it's not easy. And he can't get it there. He's got a lot of wobbly ducks. He's 40 years old, so it wasn't easy. Early on in the season, they benched him because he had a little bit of an injury. All the storyline, all the media was there constantly with Brock Osweiler. The whole thing there. Brock didn't do too bad, honestly. So, it really shows that he's showing his age now, finally, really, and that's what I'm saying. The defense, if without that defense, I think he would have got obliterated. But that defense helped him. That's what really shut down Tom Brady too. You have a good defense when you can shut down Tom Brady and your league MVP. That's pretty darn good. But they got a lot of key players. You got Von Miller, who of course was the Super Bowl MVP. You got guys like DeMarcus Ware, who is up there in age, but he could still play. You got a lot of guys like Danny Trevathan, an underrated middle linebacker who played well in the Super Bowl as well. So you got a lot of guys like that. And of course, Aqib Talib, an underrated cornerback as well, who played well. So you have a lot of guys in there that are just not like, your top guys, a la Richard Sherman, Darrelle Revis. But, Talib, not a bad corner, and he did pretty well. So, during the season. So that really helps him out. And that's why they were pretty successful. And the defense was top-notch in the Super Bowl, really shutting him down. The pressure in Cam's face was, the whole entire game. He was hurried, and he was pressured. He was knocked down. There was a stat they had on the TV. It was like 40 dropbacks or something like that, and he, 38 was pressure. It felt like so, absolutely insane the way he was pressured. You saw he was visually frustrated. Obviously, if you guys saw the post game interview, how he was so, that's how he was acting. You could just see that's a tough game. It really was. But all in all, I thought it was an okay game. I thought it was going to be like your top, unbelievable game like last year, the big moment with Malcolm Butler and on the 2-yard line, the whole thing there. But I think it was all right, and it wasn't a bad game. Plus, it's a Super Bowl, so got the whole, from this halftime show, the anthem, everything. It's just a huge spectacle, and I thought it was pretty good. But moving on a little bit, I thought the commercials, to transition to the commercials here, I thought. I don't know about you guys, but you can leave down below what you thought your favorite commercial was. I was on the floor. That's an expression, by the way. I was on the floor when I saw the Doritos commercial with the baby. I thought that was unbelievable. I thought that was hilarious, and I really, really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I thought that was my favorite commercial. There was a few in there, like the Kevin Hart commercial was pretty cool, and there was, the overprotective father, that was pretty awesome. But some commercials were quite stupid. But there was a few that mixed in. But for me, hands down, Doritos was the one. It was funny. I enjoyed it. And that's the one for the sports dude right there, guys. Doritos getting the job done. Wouldn't mind a sponsorship right now. Okay. But anywho, kind of moving on a little bit to the topic. Obviously, widely talked about now. Will Peyton come back? I see no reason why he will or why he should. You guys, 40 years old, with a history of concussions that the NFL's been battling, constantly. Concussions are everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And I'll get into Marshawn Lynch and Kelvin in a few minutes here, but Peyton, he got his Cinderella story. He's got 2 rings now. He doesn't have to be overshadowed by his brother Eli. He got his 2 rings. He got his Cinderella story. And he, why come back? I think it just he now will he come in the NFL? We stay in the NFL, sure. I think head coaching, the guy's already a coach in the field. Why not just coach as a player, I should say. Now why just coach on the sidelines? It makes more sense. Or why go be a GM, go be a scout, something like that. He's got something in the front office or a commentator. That seems likely to. NBC would, love that. One of those guys, one of those stations would absolutely love taking him up. Because he can talk and he just knows football. So that's what I feel he's gonna do. Don't think he comes back. I think they tested it with you. You have Osweiler. He's not a bad quarterback, so I think give it to him. He's the future. See how he does, see how he rolls with the team, and then I think they're in good hands. I really do. You got a lot of weapons for Osweiler too to throw to him. You got guys Demarius Thomas who can play, Emmanuel Sanders. That's nice duo right there, definitely. So I think they'll be all right. I do not think Peyton comes back. I think Peyton is done. We'll see. Obviously, it just happened. The Super Bowl just happened, so it's going to take a little while until we get to the whole off season talk. But transitioning in. Speaking of that, in the middle of the Super Bowl, Marshawn Lynch, that sends that picture saying that he is going to retire hanging up the boots, which I find a little shocking. The guy's 29 years old, but like I mentioned earlier, the history of concussions, it's rough. I'm not the biggest Marshawn Lynch fan. I don't mind the guy. Of course, a great run against the Saints a few years back, unbelievable run that is, and I don't mind the guy. Good. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Pretty hilarious stuff. He's definitely a character, but I definitely, I don't mind Marshawn Lynch. But I think now Seattle's going to be in a little bit rough spot. They have a guy like Thomas Rawls, but is he really going to be able to fill the void of Marshawn? I don't think so. But that's the thing. We didn't really get like Kelvin too. Transition to Kelvin. Kelvin's not that old, and I had my fantasy team battling quite a bit of injuries. He had like an ankle injury the whole entire year, but he still played at a high level. Had a few games where he scored some touchdowns. Still didn't have the elite numbers he used to have, but same goes for Marshawn, really, too. They both kind of battled some injuries this past season, that's for sure. I think they're just starting to hang it up now. They're really just like 30 years old. I think Calvin's just 30. I think he just turned 30, 31 maybe. It's quite young. And then Marshawn's just only 29. So that's quite young for two guys to retire. Usually you get like the 40-year-olds. You got kickers still in the NFL that are 41. So it's kind of crazy to see them retire. But yeah, I'm just shocked to see that really was happening. It was a couple of crazy, things. You got the Super Bowl happening, and you got two retirements, so it was pretty nuts to see that. But I want to further mention as well, guys. This is not. I'll have different topics. You can ask me questions as well, but also have different topics about big stories from the NHL, MLB, NFL, that kind of stuff. I mean, throw some WB in there. Some whole different topics as well. If you ask me a question about volleyball, I'm not gonna know it. I know more about a brick wall than volleyball. So, don't ask me like a swimming thing. If you ask me questions, I can, or if there's like big topics and something important like NBA or MLB, NFL, WWE, my personal, one of my personal favorites. I'll answer it. I got it. I got it down. So that's definitely my areas of expertise, I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much the sports kind of talk of it. It's basically all I kind of had in my my sheet here ready to rock and roll. But yeah, so like I mentioned, guys, this is going to be a really fun, kind of an open-ended podcast. Me and the viewer here and my subscribers be able to talk, ask me questions. It's really going to be, I think, a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be really cool. If you ask me the questions, then I can, like I said, I just did the sports kind of aspect of it, broke down the Super Bowl, broke down everything there, and then I can transition the comments, and then in further episodes like that, make it, really interesting from top to from the start to the bottom. So I think that's definitely something I want to do in the future, and I really do think it's going to be really awesome. So, but yeah, guys, and a further update as well. I do. We'll be getting out some videos in a very short amount of time here, continuing with my MUT series and NBA 2K16. And a further notice too, of course, MLB 16 The Show comes out in March. Very highly anticipated game, of course, one of my favorites. And that's gonna be a fun game. Can't wait for that one. And that one's gonna be coming out. I will have a franchise series and most likely a Diamond Dynasty series. I know I did not do well keeping up those series. I do have Diamond Dynasty still going, by the way. I've not uploaded since like September on that series. Particularly, that's just my fault on that one, 100% my fault. But I think I will upload a few more episodes when it comes more to baseball season here. I'll get some more out, and able to flush those out as well. But I do want to do a franchise. My ultimate goal: get a franchise out on a consistent basis. I didn't do that with Giants, which was my MLB 15 the show, when I have like 8 episodes up there, and it did not work out well for me at all. Did not work out. I don't even know if I still even have that series on my channel. I think I may have deleted it. I don't even know. I don't even remember, because it did not work out for me. I didn't start it very early too. I want to start it right when I get the good rosters. So that's going to be like the update to hold on for. That comes out of course, that next month, and then that's it for sports games. I mean, there's nothing summer-wise, nothing for summer-wise. I could bring some extra stuff, of course, during the summer, but that's a wait-and-see moment, guys. So that's basically going to be it. I think I've gotten through everything I've wanted to talk about. Like I said, drop some questions down below, Twitter or on the YouTube channel. Any video, guys, you want to put on my first video, on my last video, right in the middle. I get all of the comments. I'll be able to write them down. If it's how's your day going, fine by me. I'll answer it. That's a 5-second answer, but whatever you guys want, that works for me. So, guys, I really do hope you enjoy this series. I think it's going to be a lot of fun talking sports, somewhat different than the sports gaming. Of course, that's not going to leave on the sports, you guys. You got to have some sports and some sports game. You got to change it up a little bit. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. I really had a lot of fun making it. I'm really happy. I feel better and everything, so it really makes it easier when you can talk, for like 16 or 17 minutes, which is quite nice. So, nonetheless, guys, I hope you guys do have a great, great day. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. Drop a like down below. Have a great day, guys, and send your questions in. See you guys.